Where did the college football season go? I mean, to me, it just seems like yesterday it was the end of August and we were just getting started. And here we are, most teams 3, maybe 4 games left. We've got the playoff rankings announced every Tuesday. We've got a slew of do or die possible elimination games today. And I've got a bunch of free picks coming your way in just a moment. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here. And this, of course, is going to be your Saturday video report. A couple of hot handicappers, though. First up, I want to quickly give props to and also tell you about their discounted plays today. First of all, Scott Delaney, who yesterday you got yet another 100-dime discounted winner from him as he cashed in with Temple plus the points as the home dog against Memphis. The Owls losing that game on a last-second field goal by the Tigers in that one, but easily getting the cover. He is on a 69, 41, and 3 roll with 100-dime releases in all sports over the past 3 years, including Northern Illinois in a road route of Ball State on Wednesday night. Well, today he's upping the ante, the very first ever 200-dime college football release he has had, and he is a charter member of this site. He has been here all 11 and a half years, and Delaney today going for it, and it's one of your marquee elimination games. The Big 12 battle between TCU and Kansas State in Fort Worth tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time. Guys, I'm calling it the Saturday Night Bailout. You can save $75 off the purchase price by using coupon code 200DIMES. That's 200 DIMES, all together, no space between it, 200 dimes, and you'll save $75 in the process. Of course, last night you saved $60 off the regular price and got his 100-dime winner on Temple for $49. Today, save even more, $75 using coupon code 200DIMES. Here's the thing. In all sports combined, 50-dime plays or higher over the past 3 seasons, $10 bettors with these top-rated plays from Scott Delaney have made over $38,000. So that's what he has going today. And as you know, Jeff Benton, who's not only going for winning day number 14 out of 19, who has also managed to make $10 bettors close to $17,000 in all sports since April. Today, 3rd straight Saturday, he's maxing out. The 4th ever 200-dime college football lock of his career. It goes on the early card. He's backing a road team for the easy cover. He's had 200-dime winners each of the past 2 Saturdays. Duke outright in overtime at Pittsburgh last Saturday. 2 weeks ago, Rice rallying for the 20-point win cover against North Texas. Both of those winners you got for only $44 at huge discounted prices. Today, you save over half off once more. Save $70 as Jeff Benton goes for winning day, or a 4th ever 200-dime college football lock of his career. You save $70, and the coupon code is simply his first name, Jeff, Jeff. How easy is that one? And, of course, this is even more than 2 times stronger than the 75-dime NFL winners he cashed in with the Browns on Thursday night and the Colts on Monday. And, of course, listen, guys, I've said this many times. If you want to talk about the winningest football handicapper here at the site, that's pro and college football combined, no ifs, ands, or buts, it is Shawn Michaels. Because $10 bettors have won $30,705. And that's a net number, guys. You realize that. That's wins minus losses minus the VIG, all factored in. And that's over a 5-year period, okay? And those same $10 bettors in all sports over the past 19 months have made over $24,000. Today, he goes for winning day number 119 out of 197, 50-dime SEC line error lock, Auburn and Texas A&M. Kicks off at 3:30 Eastern Time in the Plains. You save $70, which means you get this play for just $29 by using coupon code Sean29. Sean29, just as strong as the 50-dime winner you got from him last Sunday night. Remember the Steelers beating up Baltimore? You got that one for a huge discount as well. Today, just $29 using coupon code Sean29. All your other coupons, all your other discounts are over on the homepage. Of course, this being Saturday, you know the biggest thing that goes on Saturday. I have given you every single Saturday a money-saving discount coupon code that could potentially save you hundreds of dollars off your total purchase price, and today is no different. That coupon code is 24%, 24PERCENT. And what that entitles you to is a 24% total discount off your total purchase price today. And it's a mix-and-match coupon. Any combination of handicappers, packages, and/or picks Only stipulation, it's a one-time usage coupon. You've got to put everything in your shopping cart at one time. You can't come in and buy Jeff Bennon's big 200-dime play and 5 hours later come in and buy Scott Delaney's 200-dime play. No, you got to get everything at one time in your shopping cart to maximize your savings, and you get 24% off your total purchase price by using coupon code 24%, PERCENT. Remember, if you happen to be in the middle of a package with a particular handicapper, let's say Jeff Benton, and let's say you have 10 days left in his package, and you want to extend it out another 30 days. Well, you can buy his 30-day package, take 24% savings. If you have any instant rebate, it applies as well. And instead of 10 days, you'd have 40 days left in your package. The extra days are just added to your current package. If you ever have any questions, just contact customer service. Okay, guys, let's get to your free selections here. I want to take a look at a number of different games that I find interesting. There's a lot of teams that I think that are in letdown situations today. First one comes to mind, West Virginia. Another one, Georgia. I mean, I think there's some games you have to definitely be a little leery about. First game I want to talk about is Boise State. A big favorite, 18.5 points at New Mexico. But you got the Broncos coming off the bye. You got a New Mexico team that is as one-dimensional as can be. They just run the ball. And they do it very well. But they don't play much defense. They don't have a quick strike offense. Broncos averaging 48 points the last 3 games. Am I a little worried that they're coming off the bye and perhaps they won't be as sharp offensively? Yeah, that's always a concern. But here in Albuquerque tonight, well, listen. The Lobos are 0-4 against the spread at home this season. They've lost 6 in a row versus the odds makers as a home dog anyway, going back the past couple of years. Boise, meanwhile, going back to 2008, and true. We're talking about a huge time period, 6 years, numerous quarterbacks, different offenses, everything. But Broncos team has gone 24-10 against the spread as a road chalk in that period. Boise won 45-17 at home last year. Lobos last week coming off 31-28 win at UNLV, a game in which they blew a 17-0 lead. I think the fresher team Boise gets the job done here, and I think they are the play in this particular contest. Let me give you my take on Auburn and Texas A&M. This Aggies program, everybody fell in love with Kevin Sumlin's team at the start of the season when they went on the road in that nationally televised Thursday night tilt to kick off the season, and they just destroyed South Carolina. But what we have seen subsequently is that South Carolina isn't that good, especially defensively, and Texas A&M never gelled, never matured, never grew from that opening win. If anything, they've regressed to the point where the starting quarterback, Kenny Hill, is even suspended now, serving a second of a 2-game suspension today, which means, once again, they're going to go with the true freshman, Kyle Allen. For those in College Station, be careful what you ask for. You wanted to know how good Kyle Allen could be, and you pined for him when the thrill was throwing too many interceptions. Well, you got what you deserved, perhaps, last week against UL Monroe. Now, granted, A&M the week prior had been destroyed by Alabama and Tuscaloosa 59-0. So it was a game you figured they were going to struggle anyway. But to struggle against a Sun Belt team like UL Monroe, to only win 21-16 as a 34.5 point chalk, where was the 12th man in College Station? Because it didn't come through. You know what I mean? They were outgained 347-243 in total yards by the Warhawks, guys. Again, a Sun Belt Conference team. And as far as Kyle Allen, 13 for 28 in the game, an unimpressive 106 total yards. Now he's got to make his first road start against an Auburn team that is not very good defensively, but an Auburn team that has really been cranking the ball here offensively, thanks in large part to a ground game that has been so productive here of late. They're coming off the 35-31 win at Ole Miss. Before that, they were in a barn burner shootout at home against South Carolina, 42-35 a couple of Saturdays ago. So they've won 2 straight, and they've scored 77 points since that 15-point loss at Mississippi State. Auburn won a thriller last year in College Station, 45-41. Nick Marshall in that game, 336 total yards, 4 touchdowns. A&M defense is allowing 31 points a game, allowing opposing running backs to average 4.9 yards per carry versus Division 1A opponents this year. And their secondary in those games, 1 interception. 1 interception in all those games, okay? Tigers on an 8-3 ATS run at home. They've covered 15 of their last 19 overall. I just think that this is a spot that you got to take Auburn. And also keep in mind that the Tiger faithful, they remember when A&M came in to the Plains a couple of years ago and left behind Johnny Manziel with that 63-21 win. And at the time, the offensive coordinator for Texas A&M was Cliff Kingsbury, the current Texas Tech coach. And a couple days later, he said that A&M could have scored 80 in that game. You don't think Auburn's faithful don't remember that? You don't think they don't want to put up 65 points on the board today? So even though they are a monster favorite, 23.5, which is, hey, as good as being 27 points as far as I'm concerned, why not lay it with them? I mean, as I said, the ground game, #1 in the SEC, really cranking here. Last 2 games, they've run for 395 and 253 yards. And then look what the Aggies did in their some recent games in terms of rushing yards yielded. 285, 280, 298 yards allowed on the ground to Arkansas, Miss State, and Alabama. And now you got the #1 team in the SEC in terms of running the ball. So I like Auburn here minus the points in this one. I have an interesting teaser proposition for you here. A lot of people have asked me this week about who I liked in Alabama and LSU. Well, listen, guys, I like Alabama for a couple of reasons. I like Nick Saban and I don't like Les Miles, but that isn't good enough reason as far as I'm concerned to go out and bet the Crimson Tide in here. But listen, Bama, 14-2 straight up on the regular season road since 2011. Their quarterback, Blake Sims, can make things happen. I mean, the guy, 15 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions, and he's also run for over 660 yards. Last year, Bama won at home, 38-17 in Tuscaloosa, and I think LSU was a better offensive team then. The fact that LSU upset Ole Miss at home doesn't really impress me because I've told you all along Ole Miss was a fraud. And the fact is that LSU really doesn't do much offensively, and I don't think they're a dominant defensive team. Les Miles, I've always believed, is personally overrated. And if you're going to put Nick Saban and Les Miles on opposite sides of the field, I'm going to take Nick every day plus Sunday, you know. So the fact that the Tide are 0-4 against the spread outside of Tuscaloosa this season doesn't really worry me because when you're overvalued and overpriced, how can you be expected to cover many situations on the road like that? The fact that Bama is 0-3 ATS is a road favorite, again, it doesn't worry me. The fact that LSU has covered 4 of its last 5 in the series in Baton Rouge doesn't worry me. What does worry me a bit is the 6.5-point number. To me, though, this game is just screaming to be teased. And this is when you look for teasers. To me, you look for teasers when you have home favorites somewhere in that range of 3 to 10 points where you can use a standard 2-team 6-pointer and take them down to 4 points or less, right? Or when you've got the better team on the road that's laying somewhere between 6 and 9 points and you're taking them down to pick them to a field goal. That's how I look at the Alabama game today. So I'm looking at Alabama, and I'm scrolling down all the games and looking for a teaser partner. I thought Air Force perhaps at UNLV, but hey, it's Air Force. And they're coming off a big win that earned them the Commanders-in-Chief trophy against Army after beating Navy a couple weeks earlier. And this UNLV team, you never know what you get at Sam Boyd Stadium from one week to another. I mean, they fall down behind 17-0 to New Mexico last week. They take the lead, and then they lose on a missed field goal in the closing seconds, 31-28. So I stayed away from that game, and I'm looking for a partner. I thought the Houston Cougars today. But, again, the way I look at teasers, you know, taking the Houston Cougars from an 18-point favorite down to a 12-point favorite, it's not really exciting today, okay? Then I found the partner. It was the last game on the board. And it was a game I was going to give you anyway, straight up. But the more I thought about it, play him in the teaser. TCU. TCU, and you know I've been a champion of TCU for weeks now. TCU is not going to lose tonight to Kansas State. Kansas State hasn't done anything this year. Oh, yeah, they hosted Auburn in that Thursday night game, and they lost 20-14, and that was at home. And people say, oh, well, Kansas State has matured. Oh, really? What has Kansas State done outside of Manhattan this year? Nothing. Absolutely nothing, guys. I mean, Kansas State, this is only their 3rd road game of the season. 3rd road game of the season? Are you kidding me? You talk about a backloaded schedule? Okay, listen, Kansas State has covered 6 straight games since that Auburn cover, but failure to win as a double-digit. No, they were getting 9.5 points, and they lost 20-14 in that one. This is a big revenge game for TCU because they lost 33-31, catching 11.5 points in Manhattan last year. I know Kansas State has covered 11 straight as a road dog against ranked teams since 2007. You know, but again, Look at their 2 road games this season. They had the rally for the 32-28 win against Iowa State in week number 2, and then they scored in the last seconds to beat Oklahoma 31-30. That's it. Now, TCU, I think people got off the bandwagon because they saw that they struggled last week against West Virginia. They were playing in the rain. They were playing in the cold. Trevon Boykin did not have a very good game, but you know what? They went into Morgantown and won, and you got to give them the props for that. They're not going to score 62 points every single game. They're not going to win by 30 every single game. Today, all I'm asking them to do in the teaser is to win the damn game outright because they're a 6.5-point favorite. Now, personally, I think that they can cover this number 6.5 anyway. But why take a chance? Listen, you can go check out Scott Delaney and see what he says about the game and which way to go. Me, I want to touch it straight up. But in a teaser, I love it because, again, in a 2-point team, 6-pointer, all I'm asking TCU and Alabama to do, the Horned Frogs to win outright at home and Alabama to win outright at LSU. And I think they both can. So that's your final free pick today, the 2-team teaser on TCU and Alabama. That'll do it, guys. Oh, here's a little special thing for you. And this is only going to be available here on the video report. Okay, I've had a phenomenal 10-week run. Phenomenal 10-week run until this week because I lost Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So the world has not ended. The sky is not falling. Not yet, at least. But I've lost 4 straight days. But, I never celebrate the wins for the same reason I don't lament the losses. I'm not going to drive myself crazy. I'm not walking the tightrope. I'm not suicidal. I'm not on the ledge. Because if you do what we do, which is gambling, you got to expect, and you have to know going in that you are not going to win every single day. It just doesn't happen. That's just not the way the cookie crumbles. And the fact is that for a 10-week period, I've won a boatload of bucks. And, got to be kind of happy about that. That's the bottom line. Now, yesterday I lost a 15-dime play on the Boston Celtics in the NBA, and it was a discounted play, and it sucked that I lost the play. That's the bottom line. Again, though, I entered this betting week, which started on Tuesday, having won 46 out of 72 days, including 15 of the previous 22, and now I've lost 4 in a row. What that has done to me today is this. Today, there's one game that I love. It's the Big Ten battle between Michigan State and Ohio State and East Lansing. Absolutely love that game. It is a 15-dime play. I'm just being honest with you. This would have been a 30-dime play to you guys out there. And ultra rare 30-dime plays. I think I've only had 8 of them ever in college football. That's how much I love this game. But I'm going to make it a 15-dime play today because it's irresponsible for me to release it to anything higher for the fact that I don't know if you've been with me for the past 10 weeks. I don't know if you've won as much money as I've won in the past 10 weeks. I can afford to play it as a 30-dime play today. But I have lost the last 4 days. So here's the deal. Each of the 4 of the past 5 Saturdays, I've had 15-dime plays. You've gotten them at huge discount prices of $29 each of those Saturdays, and I've went 4-0. I've got another one today. This is a unadvertised special to those of you that watch the video. You want the play? It goes at 8 o'clock tonight. It's the ultimate bailout. $99 is the regular cost. You want it for $19? Here's the unpublished coupon, guys. You're not going to find it anywhere else. It's my first name, Al, A-L. Yeah. You get it for $19. Al, $19. That's it. AL. Can't get an easier coupon than that. Regular price is $99. That takes $80 off. You get it for $19. I'm doing it because I have lost the last couple of days. And because as general manager of the site, I can do whatever the hell I want because I run the company. So again, AL is the coupon code, AL. And that gets you the play for $19. And I love the game tonight. Now listen, tomorrow, whether I love the game or not, doesn't mean I'm going to win it. I mean, could lose it. My side could get clobbered tonight. It's happened before. It could happen again. But, that's why we call it gambling. There are no guarantees. Anyway, that'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all. And I will talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time in the NFL.